Hey, what's up? So, I haven't posted a video in a while because I've been going through some stuff. I had some health issues that I was dealing with, and yeah, and I kind of overcame that. But then it's something. So, like, the point of this video is like I've come to realize how unhealthy it is for a person such as myself to live in a room in somebody else's house. So, like, of course, shared accommodation is usually because of money, right? I mean, nobody just, if you had the money, you'd have your own place, right? So you think, oh, yeah, I'm going to save some bucks or whatever. It makes sense for a period of time, and it does, right? But then ultimately, what I've come to realize is that living in somebody else's house, it's very much like living in a car. There's very few differences between. It's actually almost worse because in a car you can just drive anywhere that you want. If you're sick and tired of the situation, anyone or anything that you're around that you don't want to be around, you can literally just drive to another spot. Go find somewhere peaceful or whatever. But when you're in a house, you are confined to that place because you live there. You always have to come back there. You have to return. You're essentially obligated to, because you've chosen that as your domicile, your place of residence. And so there you are, committed to this place. But it's like for myself, I live in this room, and so because it's a shared environment, but it's like somebody's house, they have, the majority run of the house. You can use the bathroom, you can use the kitchen, you can come and go and whatnot, but you can't have people over as you please. There's all these rules and restrictions, some of them said, some of them unsaid. And then so I find myself in this situation where it's like, yeah, you can and you can't be down there. You don't, because that's where they hang out, like what I'm talking about, like common area and stuff like that. So it's not the most friendly of situations. Of course, like, if you have a house with a bunch of friends, it can be like that, but I've done that too. And there was certainly issues that came up involving that type of a scenario as well. There's things that, yeah, but anyway, so like in this one, it's like not being able to, like I because I'm renting a room, this is my space, and then so I end up spending an extortionate amount of time in my room, whereas like if in normal scenario, if you have your own place, you don't spend a lot of time in your bedroom. That's not normal. You sleep in your bedroom. This is a place of rest and whatnot. I mean, you spend some time there, but certainly not all your time. And so here I am in this room. Whenever I'm at home, I'm basically always in here. So I'm living in a bedroom, in a room, which is not a normal place to live, and I started kind of waking up to this reality. It's just like, this isn't right. Like if I had my own place, I would not be living in my bedroom and whatnot. And just like I have all of my a ton of stuff just so that I can live. Like I have food in here, I have my water, like I have all this kitchen stuff, I have stuff shoved under my bed. I have one window, so I only get an amount of light in here, but it's not enough for myself, and it's just been driving me up the wall. I find like I gravitate to this spot, so I'm sitting as close to the light as possible, and it's like I have to come in and out of here. There's stairs, so I'm just up and down the stairs carrying my things in and out of this place. It's just absolutely ridiculous living inside of a room. And then it's like, so because say like the people that I live with, I don't exactly get along with them really well. They're nothing like me, and we don't have anything in common. They're at different places in their lives. So it's just like an arrangement. I pay money, I'm allowed to live here, and that's it. But so it's like, regardless of all that stuff, this is my place. I live here. This is my spot. This is my home at the moment. but it's like there's people in my space who won't leave. It's like, imagine having like relatives come over and they won't leave. They're just there constantly. And it's funny because like in reality, it's the reverse. I'm in their space, but it doesn't change the fact that this is my space as well. But it's just like, I don't ever want to see these people. I don't, like I don't appreciate the interactions that take place. Hey, I don't know. It's not for me anyways. And so yeah, I've just come to realize it's actually worse than living in a car, renting a room in somebody's house, because you it's like you have less independence. At least in the car, you have everything that you need and you can move around and do stuff. Whereas like here, it's like I'm confined to this room and all of my stuff is like jam packed in here, but I don't have the ability to just leave and go and do things and venture and whatnot. I'm anchored to this spot, and I've just realized how unhealthy it's been and how much it's been weighing on me. And so the thing is, I am a creative person, but I have found it very challenging to get the creative juices flowing while living in an environment, a situation where something is fundamentally wrong. Like it's not conducive to me, like a flower opening up. I'm just not, just because all of these things, it's like it weighs on me subconsciously and it pisses me off, which is good because it has forced me to search for a new place, which was a nightmare, but I eventually found one, and I'm moving out of this place in a couple weeks. And so at the end of the month, next week. So it is awesome, and it's going to be an ordeal to move, but it is so overdue. And yeah, I think I've been living like transiently, like I just been bumming around since I moved out of my last place. I was living at this nice place up in the mountains, and then everything kind of crumbled, and I went on this big trip down to Mexico, then living in my car, then living in other people's houses. And so the point of this video is just like, at least in my experience, it's not worth it to live in a room. You think you're saving a couple of bucks, but is it worth the toll that it can take on one's own, like, I don't know if it's like a sense of well-being, but having like being established in your own home, having your own sanctuary, your own place, which is whatever you need it to be. It's not worth what it can do to you, to me. I would never do this again. It's not worth what it does to you mentally and emotionally and physically, because you're physically confined and you have to like do things, and you just don't get to have your own kitchen and bathroom, and there's other people and they just don't care about the same things that you do, like cleanliness or whatever, right? So it's just, long story short, I would highly not recommend like if you are a creative person and just take a look at the situation, and it's like, find a way to afford it, find a better situation, because because for myself, if I am not feeling inspired, if something is bothering me about my situation and I can't put my finger on it, and then I'm not feeling creative because I'm not in an expansive state, then that wears on me, because I'm not like living up to my potential. I'm not expressing myself. My life isn't an expression. My outside life is not an expression of who I am on the inside. So environment matters, living situation matters. So that is my first video back. I've made a lot of videos over the last while, but I just haven't posted them for whatever reasons. I've been going through some stuff, but this is an idea, I might start doing it again. And I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'm just going to post some videos or whatever.